Initially, back in February, I wasn't sure I wanted to be there. Then I came to my senses. Hey there, it's Grace. Welcome back. Welcome if you are new. Thank you for clicking on another Grace video. I truly do appreciate it. I probably don't say that enough, but I truly do appreciate it. Now, when I told my family about the Pelikan Hub, it's held all over the world on the same day at the same time, they were surprised and impressed. I think they indulged me, in a nice way, of course, with this pen hobby of mine, but each of them was mightily impressed, especially when I told them about the swag bag each person in attendance gets. In fact, I wasn't sure I'd be in attendance and would be able to go because my younger son was in town at the same time. No worries, I got to attend, and I'm so glad I did. Now, our PDX Hub was held in our regular monthly pen meetup place, so it made it quite easy. When I arrived, there was already a line with people inside to register. And as this was my first Pelikan Hub, I kind of didn't know what to expect. I did watch previous Pelikan Hub videos, but still, it's not the same thing, is it, for your own remembering. But I remember thinking as I walked to my car a couple hours later, that was really fun. Now, our hub event, in order to offset the cost of the event, raffle tickets were sold at the door. Each person got one ticket and were asked to donate any amount they wanted to. There wasn't a price to it. This way you were automatically entered into the raffle drawing for the prizes, and there were many prizes. Look at this table. Look at this spread, including a new Pelikan M600. I had my eye on that. You'll find out in a minute if I got that one. Anyway, there were tables set up around the perimeter of the room. One of the first I encountered was our no-kill shelter. That's what we call it. I'm sure other pen groups call it that as well. It was a table where I remember doing it. I manned the table at our P&W pen show. And if you have a sample bottle of ink that you no longer want, you can donate it to the shelter to drop off. But you can also take home ink that you find there as well. Win-win, right? Anyway, there was a table with a myriad of papers that people got to try writing on a different one in case they had not tried it out before and wanted to see how it was so they can go and buy it or not. My favorite store, Oblation, was you set up a table in the back of the room, and then the other tables that were set up were pen enthusiasts, members who they showcased their pens and had pens for sale, or pens that you might want to try, and I did that a couple of times. One of the first things that happened after everybody got there was we gathered in the back for a group photo. Apparently that's a thing, and they do it right at the beginning because it makes sure everybody's there and everybody's in the photo and nobody is left out. So that was really good. It was just, making sure you can see everybody, ducking down and everything. That was in the back of the room. And throughout the night, people were signing the Pelikan flag that Pelikan distributes every year. I think our 2023 flag was sitting at the table when you walked in, and then across the room was the 2024 flag that everybody just needs to sign. So basically, it just donates. It just denotes that these were the people who were in attendance. And you can write anything. I just wrote my signature. That was it. And then we sat, when everybody was in and all photographs was done, we sat and we chatted on 3 long tables. There were 3 long tables set up in the middle of the room. And these are the tables that are usually set up there, but for our pen meetup, usually we sit on is enough of us just to sit on the center long tables. All 3 tables and chairs, all of them were taken up by pen enthusiasts who were there for the Pelikan Hub. On each table also were trays. At the ends of each table were trays, and in the trays were pens filled with inks so that you can go around and So you can go around and test each ink in your paper, any paper that you had. I'll show you that in a minute when we go to the overhead. It was interesting. They even had inks that were rare, and I think most of the inks, the reason they were rare is because maybe they were discontinued or even hard to try. But I tested all the inks, and as I said, I'll show you that in a minute. It was a really good evening, spending so much time with like-minded folks. That place was packed. That place had a lot of people, but it didn't feel overwhelming for my first pen show. It didn't feel overwhelming, and I got to chat with people who were just not part of the PDX pen group, because people were coming from all over. This was one of those that locals could come to as well. It was interesting because I read on one of our Google groups that someone's car had broken down that evening, and they were asking to see anybody who's in his area to pick him up and bring him to the Pelikan Hub. And I think that was really cool. It's amazing. I am amazed, but I'm not, by our pen community, because we are a generous sort. I love how we are with each other. I love the whole thing. In Pelikan Hub, it gets to show up in a larger way. Before we get to the good stuff, I have first to thank our hub master, Cindy Smith, who did an excellent job organizing our PDX Hub. Now, I also don't want to forget all the people who volunteered to do the swag bags, to set up the tables, all the stuff in the last few weeks to make this happen. Thank you, all of you. I didn't get to do it. I will do it next year, but I didn't get to do it this year because stuff was happening in my life. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff, shall we? Let's go. Alrighty, here we go. I love the fact that everyone gets one of these and also one of the large bottles of ink. I love that. One thing I didn't know, and I was doing some research, of course I have to do some research. Pelikan Hubs is 10 years old this year. It started with 900 people that first year. I'm wondering if I read that correctly. Anyway, from the 2023 stats though, there were 218 subs across 47 countries with 5,000 participants. How freaking cool is that? Well, dang, I like that. Anyway, I had a lot of fun chatting with attendees, those new to me and those who are old, like Vanessa and Stuart and Martha and Alan and Rebecca and Stacy and everyone else whose name I didn't mention, and of course my pals Lisa and Annie. And it was so good just going to the tables, trying out inks, and just sitting and talking with people, which is basically what we do at our pen group meetups, but this was a little bit different because there were extra people. Anyway, this is the swag bag that we got. Let's get to the contents. Let's just pull them all out. 1 second. Got stuff to get out. Almost done. Almost done. Anything else in there? I think that's the last bit. Yeah, that's the last bit. Alrighty, let's get to what we have in there. Everybody at the Pelikan Hub gets one of these, and I'm actually going to do two things. I'm going to go in a little bit closer, and I'm going to actually open this up because I actually want to see it. I've seen them, but I've never handled one before. This is the Pelikan Hub, the writing pad that everybody gets, and it is thick, Bristol, really thick, more thick paper. The paper's thicker than our regular writing. Like it's very much thicker than Tomoe River paper, but everybody gets one of those, and then everybody gets, where did I put it? Everybody gets a sticker, Isn't that the cutest thing? Pelican with a pen in the mouth. That is the sticker everybody got. I think that's cool. And then we each got, and this is from our hub master, Cindy. Cindy is a master at collecting different types of papers. She can ferret out so many. When she comes to our meetup sometimes, she's like, oh, I just found these papers. Everybody take a few. I'm like, what? So here are the papers, and I want to go in just a tad to see this. So everybody's bag is filled with these papers, just so that if you haven't had a chance to use them, you get a chance to use them. So that's Irreful, and then we have Onion Skin. This is the one I wanted to use. I wanted to get Onion Skin, Tomoe River, Unison, Rhodia, Cosmo Air Light, Maroman. Oh my goodness, Corona. I've not used that one before. Corona. Double A, not used that one. And then these are doubles of those same papers, which is so cool. I'm enamored by the papers that she comes up with, and that is definitely part of it. Of course, everybody gets this. This is the ink for the year. This is Edelstein Golden Lapis, which is, as you can see, that's a blue. I will be sampling this, swatching this in a minute, but let's just open it and see. Oh, look. I just love these ink bottles. Oh, it's a gold top. Look, oh, look at that goodness. I'm going to enjoy that. Okay, so everybody got the ink, a bottle. I was surprised. I thought it was a sample, like a small, tiny sample of it, like maybe a 5mm, 10mm. No, everybody goes away with a freaking bottle, a whole bottle of it. This bottle is gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. One of the things that happened is, and I will show you a picture. I showed a picture before of the table. I actually won a raffle prize. I won a raffle prize. And what I won was, the whole table set up, and they called your number, called your name, and then you just waited in line for the person in front of you to choose before you can choose. So it was very civilized and everything. I was torn between, I think it wasn't a Kobe ink. It was another Alami ink and this one. Now I've used and heard of Octopus Fluids ink before. I've used their write and drawer, and I've used their regular Octopus Fluids. This one is called Sea Serpent. This is so cool. I'll also swatch this one in a minute. And I actually picked up an ink. I only got one ink because I didn't want to go in there and get a whole lot. There's a lot of people there. I got an ink from our no-kill shelter, and I decided to get the Pelikan Rose Quartz. This was the 2023 ink from the Pelikan Hub last year. So that will be swatched in a minute. What I did want to show you whilst I'm at it is I took a piece of a notebook, and I knew that I would be trying inks and trying pens. And over here are the pens I tried. And over here, all the inks that were on the tables. There were 3 tables. There were about 5 or 6 trays. 6 or 7 trays, because there was one in the middle of one, and then ink trays on the outsides. And I went to each table, chatted with lots of people, and I tried every single ink. And some of them were good. This was the only one, a Ferris wheel press, that did refuse to write. And granted, a lot of people are writing with the pen, and I think this was the beginnings of a shimmer ink swatch, shimmer ink tray. And so maybe something was going on with everybody using it. And then remember I told you about the rare inks, and that's they call the table, that at the table. And these are the rare inks that were there. I had to put a dot to let me know which ones were rare. So I'm gonna do some search with these and see what makes them rare. Are they no longer available, or are they just hard to find? Anyway, and that's my name. I'm so cool. I'm glad I did this. A friend brought, Lisa got a new Parker 21, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on eBay that she got it, and she calls this one her new boy. She just got married, and her wife is into pens, but not as into pens as much as she is, and she called her Parker 21 her new boyfriend. We had such a laugh about that, but it was a beautiful writer. And there's another pen here that I'd never heard of, Unique pen. I've never heard of that one, so I gotta go and do some search on that one. Platinum Calico is another one I tried. And then a friend Vanessa brought in her Lamy 2000, because my Lamy, if you remember, I unboxed my Lamy and I got it with an oblique nib, and one of my commenters, Tom, said you have to find your sweet spot. So I've been working with trying to find my sweet spot. But Vanessa volunteered. She said, next time we meet up, I will bring my Lamy so you can write with it. And it was the extra fine. I am not an extra fine person at all. I think the nib I'm going to get from my Lamy is going to be an extra fine. I really think so, because I love how that wrote. Anyway, those are the notes I took. I didn't take mine. I was talking more than anything. Alrighty, let's get to, I'm going to get all this out of the way, and then I'm going to get to swatching. Let's get to swatching. Okay, I am back, all set up, and the tools I'm going to use to swatch these Pelikan inks, and I only have 3. I know a lot of people walked away with a lot more, but I wasn't, this is my first one. I didn't know what to do, so I just I got this, I won this, and I picked up this, so there you go. I am using my Jinhao 82 with the glass tip pen to write the name, and then I think because I only have 3 and it's a large enough space, I'm going to baggy swatch them. What she says. Alright, let me do some shaking up, because you know the Pelikan, of course, the Edelstein Golden Lapis has to come first. So we'll do that. Don't get dizzy. Stop watching. I'll tell you when to look back again to the video in a minute. Okay, you can look back again. Oh, let's do this. I'm gonna leave that there for now. One of the things I want to do is just hold this paper down over here. Alrighty, let's see how this turns out. Ooh, that's pretty. We don't need that to go in there anymore. Get all out. Put that in some water. And let's write what this one is. Look at that gorgeousness! Just a tad bit more. Oh my gosh, look at that golden. You know I'm gonna show it to you at the end, right? You know I'm gonna show you at the end what this, oh my goodness. Gorgeousness. One more thing before I cap it. I put a dot on everything, and the dot, I'll show you in a minute. The dot's at the side. because I didn't want to mar that beautiful golden cap. Come on, get on. Oh, come on. There we go. So I just put a dot with the color at the side. Look at that. Okay, I'll show you now. What? Look. Oh my word. And that bottle is all mine. Wow. Okay. Next one up is this one I got, Octopus Fluid Sea Serpent, and this has a, what does it have? It's from the Octopus Fluids Sheening collection, and it's a dark indigo blue with a coppery, maybe red sheen to it. So we'll see about that. So both of these are blue actually, except both of these except for the last one. Alrighty. I don't think I'll need any more. Make sure all the other one has gone away. Yes. Wow. Look at that. My goodness gracious. Whoa. I need to write. Okay, let's just write. Oh my. Oh, what a, oh yeah, you can see that sheen coming up as it dries. Oh my, oh no, one thing I forgot to do. Oh, don't you get all messed up. Goodness. Wow. It's a really, really dark indigo, a deep indigo color. Amazing. Okay, last one up is totally unlike the other two. And I know it has a, I'm pretty sure it has a sheen, and if it doesn't, it's gonna get shook up anyway. So there you have it. I can forget if it had a sheen, but, or sheen or shimmer or whatever in it. Let's do eyedropper this one. And this one is the Pelikan Rose Quartz. We'll see how this shapes up to be. Nope. We gotta take all the color off. No color is left. Wow. Oh my. Come on. Wow, how freaking gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So this is and this is from, I want to write Pelikan Hub. Come on, let's get in there a little bit more. Is this Hub 2023? Wow, look at these colors, y'all. Look at the, oh my goodness. The Pelikan, the rose quartz is supposed to be, it's a beautiful, it's a soft rosé-like pink, and I swear it's soft and romantic. That's what it feels like. It resembles all the Edelstein Hub inks are to resemble gemstones. This one is to resemble the rose quartz gemstone, and you can obviously see the underlying lilac along the edges. And I want to say that it has shimmer. Is that shimmer or sheen? I don't know. There's a color coming out in there. Let me do this last piece. Let these dry, And then we will take a look at the color on this. Is not as delicious as the color that shows up here. I will definitely be writing with this one real soon. What are you doing? I hope you're on properly. Anyway, those are three. I'll be right back to let these dry. Alrighty, let's get to close-up viewing, shall we? This is the ink for 2024, Pelikan Edelstein Golden Lapis. It's a beautiful, absolute gorgeous blue, turquoisey with beautiful golden shimmer. Oh, it's delicious. That's just deliciousness in a bottle. So good. And then the ink that I won, Octopus Fluids Sea Serpent. And if you look, it says it's a coppery sheening. I am reading more red. It's copper there, but in certain instances, let's see if I can get it to do a red sheen. Yeah, no, it's reading a reddish coppery sheen. And you can see it's still wet. I left this the longest and it's still wet in places, but that sheen is beautiful, and the sheen actually shows up in the writing. Oh, it is gorgeous. I don't know. Let's see if I can get, let me see if I can get it so you can see. Let me see. You're not gonna show up? You gonna spite me? Lord. Okay. And then the other ink I got was the Pelikan Rose Quartz. Look at that. It's such a beautiful soft pink. And then the shading of purple around the edges is unbelievable. Wow. That's going to be a really good one to write with. Anyway, that's it. That's my Pelikan Hub haul. The inks and the notebook and the loads of paper and this cute little sticker. Yeah, I'm enamored. I am in awe of these colors. Such a cute little trio, don't you think? Yeah.